According to the law, one is only obligated to wear tzitzit if they are wearing a four-cornered garment, but one is not obligated to wear a four-cornered garment. Still in all, the custom has developed to wear a talet with tzitzit when praying shacharit in the morning, and a talet qatan under one's clothing during the day. In Mishneh Torah, Harambam wrote that a pious person should always make an effort to be wrapped in a garment that requires tzitzit in order to fulfill that mitzvah. And when one is praying, one should be most careful to do so. So while Harambam is not referring to the type of garment that we call a talet qatan, or as was commonly referred to as a rabat kanfot, he encouraged wearing a talet all day, or at the very least when praying. In Shulchan Aruch, Maran wrote, "It is good and proper for everyone to be careful and wear a talet qatan all day, in order to remember the mitzvot every minute." And then he concluded, "At least be careful to wear tzitzit when praying." So Maran refers to the talet qatan that is worn today, and suggests that everyone should wear it all day. So we see the concept of wearing tzitzit all day is already mentioned by Harambam, and later on Maran specifically referred to the talet qatan, recommending it for everyone. Later we see various discussions about wearing a talet qatan by the rabbis of Halab. In the 19th century, Hakam Mordechai Abadi wrote the following in his book Ashrei Ha'am. Here in Aram Soba, our custom is not to recite a blessing on the talet qatan except when it's worn on Friday evening, and every night we sleep with it. We don't take it off. And when we recite the blessing in the synagogue on the talet gadol, we have it in mind to cover the talet qatan. However, Rabbi Shlomo Saka Antebi wrote that the custom of the Halabi community in Argentina is never to recite a blessing on the talet qatan. Similarly, Hakam Yitzhak Shehebar writes about having the talet qatan in mind when reciting the blessing on the talet gadol. Hakam Yitzhak Shehebar also wrote about the Sephardic custom of wearing both the garment and the tzitziot of the talet qatan under one's clothing, even though Maran writes to wear it on top of our clothing in Shulchan Aruch. Furthermore, Rabbi Shlomo Saka Antebi quoted a letter from Hakam Joey Harari that was recorded in the book Magen Shlomo by Rabbi Shlomo Tawil that stated it is customary to wrap 39 loops with the tzitziot on each corner of the talet gadol and 26 loops on each corner of the arba kanfot, which, as we said, is referring to a talet qatan. However, the book Derech Eretz plainly stated that they put 26 loops on tzitzit. And Rabbi Shlomo Saka Antebi quoted Hakam Yitzhak Tawil, who told them that it was 26 loops on both a talet gadol and on a talet qatan. But Hakam Mordechai Abadi wrote that the custom of Aleppo is 39 loops on the tzitzit. It's noteworthy to mention that Hakam Mordechai Abadi was Hakam Matlub Abadi's grandfather. And Hakam Matlub Abadi was, of course, a prominent posek in our community from the 1920s until he passed away on the first day of January in 1970. So we see discussions among the rabbis of Halab in the 19th and 20th centuries about various questions regarding a talet qatan. From their writings, it's clear that it was customary to wear a talet qatan in Halab. This is based on what Maran wrote in Shulchan Aruch. The prevalent custom today is to cover the talet qatan with the blessing on the talet gadol, to wear the talet qatan and the tzitziot under our clothing, and to wind 39 loops on each corner. Still in all, one can still maintain the custom of 26 loops. As we said previously, even in Halab, some wrapped not 39 loops, while others wrapped 26 loops. When wrapping 39, the first section of the knots gets 7 loops. The second section gets 8 loops. The third section gets 11 loops. And the fourth section gets 13 loops. When wrapping 26 loops, it's based on the name Yod Ke Vav Ke. So the first section is 10 loops. The second section is 5 loops. The third section is 6 loops. And the fourth and final section would get 5 loops.